Our next guest at the India Today conclave says she doesn't like to be put in a box, which is probably why she has an incredibly diverse CV. A qualified engineer, newly turned entrepreneur, budding producer, and now a national award-winning actor. Ladies and gentlemen, at this, the gala session of the India Today Mumbai conclave, join me in welcoming to our gala keynote session, Bollywood's Param Sundari, Kriti Sanon. I have a surprise for you.
Oh my gosh!
Kriti was always standing apart from the rest of the kids here in UNESCO, not only because of her height but her looks. Whatever she would do, the others would just follow, aspire to become like her.
I remember her being a great dancer. She's apparently a Kathak dancer also. She would come, dance with everybody, sing with everybody, be a part of the party, jovial.
Like even today, none of us call her Kriti Sanon or it's Kriti Didi. It's very like it was. So
We'll do what we used to do as kids, where you were dancing and we would all copy your steps. So I think let's do that again.
बस में हम लोग उंगली पकड़ के ले जाते, रोड क्रॉस कराते थे और बस में उनको बैठालते थे और हमसे लोगों से हंसती खेलती रहती थी हमेशा और अभी भी आती है तो भैया करके बात करती हैं।
Hey Kriti, this one for you. Thank you. Bye, all the best. Have fun.
You remember this, Kriti, the UNESCO apartments?
Yeah, of course, all the kids have really grown up. Very, very difficult to sometimes recognize them since I don't go to my house so often. But this was such a beautiful surprise. Thank you.
Thank
this
you
is
so
like
much for coming. and
memories.
What makes Kriti's story so special is that she doesn't come from privilege. And in an industry where we see outsiders struggle to make a mark for themselves, do you want to start by talking to everyone here about how real and tough that struggle is? To come from Parpalganj to now be the Param Sundari of Bollywood.
Wow, that kind of rhymes. Well, firstly, thank you so much for having me here. It's a pleasure. I think it all has to start with dreams, you know. I always feel that I have been a dreamer. I have been in my head an achiever always. But yes, when you don't come from a film background, this was never a dream that I saw. Like बचपन में लोग बोलते हैं कि मुझे actress बनना है, मैं बोलती थी. I used to watch Madhuri Dixit and her songs and copy them. I used to always be into dance, but acting was never something that I thought of seriously at all. You know, I was always into academics. My mom's a professor in Delhi University. My dad's a CA. I am an engineer. So it was a very, very academic kind of a atmosphere at home. Education was given a lot of importance. And this is something that kind of just happened. And
When did the acting bug bite you?
So, someone just told me, you know, you've got the height, you've got the face, why don't you start modeling? And I was like, okay, I'm not really sure if I want to be a model, but yeah, it could be an experience. So I started modeling while I was in my BTech, you know, second year. And I did some TV ads and whatever little bit of acting was there, I really enjoyed it. And I felt I could do it. And I felt I really loved being in front of the moving camera. And that's where that acting bug kind of caught me and I was like, okay, you know, this is something that I really like. I think there are very few percentage of people in the world in general who find their passion and find their calling and realize it and then they do it every single day of their lives. Not too many people know that, you know. काफ़ी लोग भेड़ चाल में चलते हैं, मैं भी चल रही थी. Engineering कर रही थी, हाँ मुझे science पसंद थी, but I didn't really know what an engineer would do.
So you
know?
did your bachelor's from the JP Institute of Technology in
Yeah.
Electronics and Communication. What was that like? I'm wrapping my head around how engineering colleges are typically perceived. You got all these geeky, nerdy engineers locked in
And very
their
few girls.
laptop, very few girls, and then you have someone who looks like Kriti Sanon. What was that like in class, and what was that like for you? And did you ever want to be an engineer in your life, or you kind of just, when did you give up on that dream?
Honestly, I thought I wanted to be that. See, that's what I mean. You know, sometimes we don't really explore things in life. And we don't really find our passion, and then what we do, okay, life mein kuch to karna hai. So, you know, okay, I like science, I like computer science, let me just do this. I didn't really know what exactly an engineer would do. I even sat for placements, by the way, and I got like 2 job offers. But I have always been someone who, no matter what I'm doing, I think it's been ingrained in me that I have to give it my 100% and do it really right. So yes, I was one of those geeky students. I was one of those front benchers who had to sit on the last bench only because she was tall. Yeah, I had to, like, I wouldn't sleep before the exams. I would like stop eating. I would like really had to finish my course. I was the 90 percenters. I had like 8.7 percentile there. So I was one of those geeky people who really was a nerd and kind of was proud of it. So.
And from there, you've had a phenomenal journey, which recently saw you win a national award. This is the 69th National Film Awards for your role in the film Mimi. We have some clips we want to play out, and what a phenomenal role that is for you to get into the skin in the way that you did. When you were doing Mimi, was a national award somewhere at the back of your head?
I don't think I was thinking of the national award. Yes, I must say that my director Lakshman Uttekar, genuinely while we were shooting the film, told me multiple times, and he used to call me Mimi, and he still calls me Mimi. So he said, Mimi, आप देखना आपको इसलिए ना national award मिलेगा. And I was like, sir, आप कहाँ जा रहे हो? Filmfare तो मिला नहीं है मुझे अभी रुक जाओ. You know, I haven't got my best actress award yet. But he used to say it with so much confidence. And this is not when, you know, we finished shooting. We were still shooting. So he was still seeing me as the character. But he truly believed it.
So I want to tell you all a secret. Mimi maintains a diary, and on that diary, in a note, she wrote that she would win a national award for this. So do you want to talk to us about that note there? There you see, right at the top. Receiving a national award. So you've already written it down.
And do you see it? Because that sometimes it's important to just write down what else do you want to do. You know, what are your dreams? This is something I wrote in 2020. So for me, manifestation doesn't work like if I run too much after something, it doesn't come to me. It somehow happens like that. But this is one way of manifesting for me where I write it down and I leave it aside. So
How did you celebrate your national award?
How do I celebrate? Okay, firstly, I want to genuinely share what that moment was like, because it was probably by far one of the hugest, most important, and a moment that visually I will always remember. I was actually in a meeting, fortunately at home, and I was getting a call from an unknown number, which was a Delhi number, and I don't usually pick up calls, especially in the middle of a meeting, and I told my agent to like just get aside and take the call. He took the call and he called me and he's like, can you come aside? And I just went aside, and it was Mr. Anurag Thakur, and he personally had called to congratulate me and tell me that I had won the award for Mimi as the best actress. And I remember I was just like, I'm still getting goosebumps. I was very overwhelmed and I was just like, I didn't know how to react. And I obviously thanked and I kept the phone down and I said, I need to go and tell my parents. And I sort of paused the meeting and I ran down and I was trying to find my parents, and I could see only my dad sitting there. My sister was somewhere working out. My mother was not at home, and I was just like so restless, and I just told my dad, I said, I won the national award. And he just stood up and he was like, huh? And he, he had these like tears in his eyes and the way he like hugged me. My sister ran back at home and she was all sweaty and she gave me a sweaty hug. And I called my mom. My mother was at a salon getting a hair wash. Okay, and she was literally at the hair wash basin like that. And I called her up and I said, Mom, I just got a call, I won the national award. And she's like, ऐसे तो नहीं कर दिया किसी ने? Are you sure? सच में? And I was like, yeah, seriously, I got a call from the ministry. And he was like, oh, अच्छा, अच्छा, मैं आती हूँ. सबसे ठंडा reaction, huh? Because obviously she was in the basin like that. She has come in wet hair. She has not even dried her hair there. The moment the head wash was done, she came back home and literally she came almost dancing to me and she hugged me. And I think that feeling, what I saw in their eyes, in my parents' eyes, I swear there is no bigger award than that. The feeling of pride, the feeling, I don't think I've seen that in their eyes that clearly, almost oozing out. I don't get teary-eyed so fast in these moments, but I was very emotional. It was just a celebratory sort of a moment at that point, and it was beautiful.
You now have a new film coming out, Ganpat. We have some images we'll have out on the screen. I saw the promos. There are lots of high-octane action sequences. Do you want to talk to everyone about how you prepped and prepared for those?
So I really, firstly I look very athletic, I'm not. I'm not athletic at all, so it doesn't come to me very naturally. But I really wanted to do action since a while. I was just waiting for an opportunity like that. I am using nunchucks, which has not really been used much in the Hindi film industry before, and not by an actress before. And definitely I was going to do action with Tiger, who is just like outstanding at it. So I was like, I have to be great. So I started prepping for it about like 9 months before we started the shoot. And I had to master the art because you have to really be comfortable doing it. Otherwise it kind of shows on your body language, on your face. And I really had fun. It is way tougher than what it looks. It looks very easy, it's not. But I think I really had fun. I would love to do a full-fledged action film, hopefully in the future. I've always been a dancer. So for me, I was like, okay, let me treat this like dance. Let me treat this like choreography. So the nunchucks eventually have to become a part of your body, and it has to feel like it's comfortable and, it's an extension of your body. So I'm glad I got that time to master it. But yeah.
Speaking of dance, your new song from the film just landed.
Yes,
Hum
it is.
Aaye Hain.
Hum Aaye Hain. Yeah.
So, have you all seen the promo or the trailer? If you haven't, would you like to give us a live demo, please?
Live demo?
Live demo.
Okay, I need a chain for it. Does anybody have it? Wow, she's like ready with it. Can we play the song?
You're reuniting with Tiger after Heropanti. What's that like? He's what many boys would like to be, like the perfect body, lots of abs. You can count, God knows how many abs he has.
He looks Photoshopped 24/7.
He looks Photoshopped, but he's not Photoshopped.
He's obviously not.
Unfortunately.
He is the most disciplined guy I have ever come across.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
What's that like? How have you seen him change from Heropanti to now, and what's it like being on the set with Tiger Shroff?
I think both of us have really grown as people and as actors, both. Of course, Heropanti, he now has a stubble, so which is really nice. He looks really hot. Also, I feel like I've seen his journey. He's become so much more confident. His own craft, as an actor, as an action hero, I think, he's sort of untouchable. I remember in Heropanti, both of us were so young and so like raw and naive. He used to be so shy to even, I remember there was a shot where he was supposed to peck me on the cheek and he was so nervous, he was trembling, and now he's just like really comfortable on screen, and he's also doing some bit of like comedy, which is like physical comedy, which I had not seen him do before. So it was really amazing, almost nostalgic to sort of be back on sets with him.
The interesting thing about the 20th of October is that this is when your film Ganpat goes up against your sister Nupur's film Tiger Nageshwar Rao, and it's the clash of the Sanan sisters on the box office. Is there an element of competition brewing there?
No, there's no competition, yeah, of course. Like for me, she's my baby sister, it's her debut film. I'm too excited about her film. And it's looking massive. And yes, it's funny that our films are coming on the same date, so there's a little bit of a clash of Sanan sisters, but honestly, both of us wish both the films do really well. And I'm too excited about her debut. I know what a debut means.
What tips are you giving her? How are you preparing her for the release?
Nothing at all. I'm just telling her to be herself, which I don't think she knows any other way, and I think everyone has their own journey and everyone has to find their own personalities, while you're sort of going through this journey of life. So there are no tips. Like for me, I'm just like, be yourself. Yeah, just like have a little bit of filter when you're on stage. That's it.
We spoke of how you like to break barriers and be out of the box. You've come up with a production house, Blue Butterfly Films, and you've got your first project, Do Patti, going. Do you want to tell everyone about your vision for your production house in terms of the kind of projects you hope to pick, what you want to do?
So I kind of wanted, I believe I'm very creatively inclined, and when I'm on sets, I kind of really like getting into everything. And that was one reason why I was like, tomorrow I would love to produce and sort of make films that, have stories that I want to tell as a person, and not just be involved as an actor, but go beyond it, whether it's the script, whether it's the music, whether, how that film is shot, all of it. And that was the reason for starting the production house. But apart from that, like tomorrow, I would love to do films where I'm not an actor in it. I would love to do content. I think one common thing that all the content of Blue Butterfly Films would have and should have is a lot of heart in it, because I think that's something that I really like. I think Mimi is one film which, if I would have started a production back then, I would have loved that to be also, kind of something I would love to produce, because it's the kind of film that comes from my heart. And Do Patti definitely is also that. It's very different what it says. It has a lot of soul to it, but at the same time it's edgy, it's a bit of a thriller. And let me tell you, for me, after Mimi, it was sort of, I was craving to find a script like that. It's very difficult to find a script that has so much for you to do, that, has a lot of heart in it, that, excites you as an actor and challenges you at the same time. I had a lot of, and I read all the tweets. So I had a lot of fans also saying, when are you doing a film like that again? When are you, we want to see more of you and stuff like that. And I swear I was craving, but there is not so much content being written which is as exciting. A film like Mimi comes very rare, and that's when I kind of collaborated with Kanika Dhillon, who's the writer and co-producer with me in Do Patti. And I wanted to do something on a subject, and she had something else, and she kind of blended it together, and Do Patti happened. So sometimes I believe you have to create opportunities. You can't just wait for them to just land in your lap, because sometimes they don't. And you have to sort of get up and create the opportunity that you really want to do.
We want to, at this moment, produce a Do Patti of our own. And that Do Patti is, we've got Kriti Sanon, we know she's a fabulous dancer. And before this, we had Shivanshu Soni, the contestant from India's Best Dancer. So we'll have Thumkeshwari play, and we'll do a little Do Patti Jugaad impromptu production of our own. So can we request Shivanshu to come, and can we have a round of applause as he comes up, please?
By the way, I have to say he's too good. He's phenomenal. I have seen him perform and dance, and I think you're outstanding. You're going to go a long way. Thank you.
Can we have a round of applause, please?
I have very well spoilt my outfit. Let's start.
So much, Kriti. That was fantastic. Thank you. You're an absolute star. You dance like a dream. Thank you. Thank you for that. You know, amongst the various interesting things you're doing, you have a new line out called Hyphen. Do you want to talk us a bit about that? Because this seems to be the in thing. Whether it's a Deepika Padukone or even an Alia, Katrina, in different ways, they're all doing their own line, their own range. What's your philosophy behind Hyphen, and how is this different from, say, what Deepika is doing?
Firstly, as you can see, I'm in the hyphen color. So I'm sort of really embodying it today.
Is that why you chose this?
It's a coincidence, a beautiful one. But I would just say, I think for me, everything has to come from passion. I don't care about if it's the in thing or not. I actually thought of this way long back. It's just today that, you know, we're out with the brand. But the seed kind of started like almost in my head about 2 years back. And we started the journey of Hyphen a year back. So for me, everything has to come from passion. I don't want to just put my name to things and be like, okay, this is another thing that I'm doing. And along with that, I feel like the philosophy of Hyphen in my head has always been that I don't want to limit myself. I don't want to put myself in a box. I want to hyphen things to my life.
It's also not very pricey. Is that something conscious in terms of
Absolutely.
making it available to as many young girls?
Absolutely. For me, I feel like, you know, I always say that I want that girl 10 years back who was sitting in Patparanj to be able to use it. You know, for me, we're making this brand for the consumers and we want everyone to be able to use it, and that's why we've kept the price point very, very reasonable. And I believe in science. I'm an engineer, and I also believe in the power of nature. So we've hyphened the power of nature and the potency of science, and we're trying to create products which not only have multiple ingredients hyphened in them that are really good for your skin, but at the same time also help simplify skincare. You know, like the sunscreen is also moisturizing, and it also has vitamin C in it. It also has things that can help you reduce the sun damage. So it's a lot of things in each bottle, and that's the point of it. But for me, Hyphen came out of a lot of passion, and let me tell you, I am totally involved in it. We have these 2-hour sessions on Zoom calls. My agent is laughing because she's always managing it for me, when to do it in my busy life. I am involved in every bit of it, from what product to what ingredients it should have, to how the product should look like, to what the name should be. Even the name Hyphen has come from me, and it's a special one. So for me, it's my baby. It's something that I wanted to hyphen to my life. I feel हम हमेशा बचपन में पूछते हैं आपका profession, अच्छा आपको बड़े होके क्या बनना है, you know? And in your profession you're supposed to write one thing, but why? You know, why are we always limiting ourselves to, okay, only one thing I can do in life? I think you should just hyphen things to your life whenever you can, you know, find your passion, find more things that you want to do in your life and just hyphen them. And that's my philosophy.
You spoke of that young girl in Palpadganj from a decade ago. If they're watching you on television or on social at this time, what's Kriti Sanon's advice 1 decade later to that young girl, whether she's in Daryaganj, Dumariyaganj, or wherever else she is, when she sees, we had Riya Chakravarti here before this, when she sees what happens with the likes of say Sushant Singh Rajput and the others and how tough it is to get into Bollywood, what has the last decade taught you and what's your advice to that young version of yourself from 10 years ago?
I think there is struggle in every field, okay, but I just want to say that to that young girl that you need to dare to dream and you need to believe in yourself and you need to work bloody hard at whatever you want to do, because nothing is going to come easily, you know, but if you really stick to it and stay at it and don't let the noise around you affect you, and keep going for it, you will get there someday. A film like Mimi, for me, I was craving for it way before I got it. You know, there were times when, you know, when you don't come from a film background, at times you feel you don't have someone who's giving you opportunities on the platter. But I kept taking baby steps, doing whatever best I could in every film that I got. And I got that opportunity. About 7 years it took me to get an opportunity like that. I kind of felt that I could do it, I had it in me, but I just needed that opportunity.
Were there times when you felt like giving up or, you know, I'm not getting the right break?
Never give up is another thing that I would want to tell that person, because no, you should never give up. It may not happen as early as you would want it to, and sometimes we all get restless and we want it all now, but it will happen at the right time. Just wait for it, believe in it, and just keep working. I feel like you have to keep evolving yourself, making yourself better at whatever you do. So you can't just sit and cry about it. You do the next big thing. So every step you're taking closer to your dream, you are moving ahead. You know, even if you're falling, you're moving ahead. So it's okay to fall, it's okay to fail, but just keep growing, keep working at yourself, because one day, you know, whenever God feels like you're ready for that opportunity, it's just going to come in front of you, and you're just going to feel like, okay, you know, maybe it's come now because I'm ready for it. So I think it all turns out for the best. I always feel like, you know, whatever happens in life is for good and for the best. But you have to not let that fire get dimmed. You have to just keep striving.
You know, one of your new projects is The Crew, where you've got the phenomenally talented Tabu and you've got Kareena. Kareena's got so much experience. What was that like for you? Is there an element of competition, or at least having to be in the same screen, the same frame as a Tabu? Did you have to prepare extra for that?
No, actually, you know, that film is a lot of fun, and for me, we always get to work with like male actors, and we hardly get to work with women who we love. I am a huge fan of both Bebo and Tabu ma'am, and you know, just getting to share the screen space. And this film is all about chemistry. You know, it's the chemistry of these three women together, and it's something that has to be spontaneous and it has to be on set. And honestly, there's no like, you know, insecurity or like, you know, trying to be one up each other. Nothing like that. It is genuinely about bonding, and that's what we see on set. And I think there's so much to learn from them. Both of them are just so spontaneous and just so amazing at what they do. And I've had a blast. And all we talk about is food. That's it.
You know, your relationship status has been setting many online debates, and there's been a big back and forth around whether what was put out was true or not. Do you want to just speak to us a bit about it, and more importantly, speak to it about what you look out for when you're thinking about what kind of partner you'd want to be?
Let me first just say I'm single. Let's make that clear. I am single, and I've been single for a while, in fact. But what kind of a partner I would want? I think I am a diehard romantic. I want to be in love. I want someone who has a lot of love, honesty. I do get attracted to people who are ambitious and driven, who inspire me in some way. You know, I think I always need that inspiration in a partner. And yes, hopefully taller than me. That kind of disqualifies a lot of people. But hopefully that. But at the end of it, you want a good human being who has a good heart and just a lot of love and just real, you know, and honest. Did I say too many things? No wonder I'm single.
You know, speaking of love, I heard you croon to Isharo Isharo Mein Dil Lene. You sing quite well. Do you wanna? Would you like Kriti to sing just a little bit for us?
No, guys,
Those
I
who
can
want,
dance
you wanna
really
just-
well. I'm not a singer.
She said she has a bad throat and things like that, but if she's encouraged by the audience and the audience looks like they want us to sing, then maybe she will.
Okay, one second. I'm going to put him on spot now. I'll sing only if you sing along.
I can't sing at all.
Why? Even
No.
I can't sing at all.
But you sang and you sang so beautifully. So therefore you must.
I don't know what to sing. इशारों इशारों में दिल लेने वाले बताए हुनर तूने सीखा कहाँ से आगे क्या है
Who knows the song and can come and croon further? Do we have a-
say what is next what is next
Come on,
Nobody
where's
knows
our
this
cinema and
song.
entertainment team? They need to come to the party when they need to come to the party.
इशारों इशारों what is next guys nobody knows let me just sing something else निगाहों निगाहों में जादू चलाना मेरी जान सीखा है तुमने जहां से
Woo! That was phenomenal. You do some pretty crazy things in the gym. I was seeing you on the treadmill, but you weren't walking or running on the treadmill. You were doing core on the treadmill. Do you want to talk to us a bit about Tribe and your mission in terms of how you're trying to stay fit and what is it when you're lying on a treadmill and trying to do core?
Yeah, I think that's what Tribe is about. It's about making workout fun and it's about not making it monotonous. And actually, Tribe also somewhere kind of happened in my life out of passion. I'm not someone who used to love working out actually. I had gained about 15 kilos for Mimi and then the lockdown happened and honestly the gyms were shut. And I didn't know what else to do and I had to lose weight and I met these bunch of great, amazingly talented people, Karan, Robin and Anushka, and they had just started their workout Tribe journey. They all sort of specialize in different...
There it is. Check that out.
Yeah.
That
That
takes
looks
serious-
easier than what it is, by the way. But I lost all the weight in my room with some mat and like little dumbbells. And I felt like, okay, workout can be fun. And I just felt that, you know, sometimes we all don't have time in our life to, you know, even sometimes going to the gym. And we just want like 20 minutes in the morning. And I just wanted Tribe to sort of make fitness available to everyone and also make workout fun. So we do have one studio right now. We're going to expand to another and hopefully also come with an app.
You know, the buzzer tells me our time is up. I have a confession, Kriti. When I was told that I'd be moderating this session, I was massively nervous. Okay, I've been anxious the last 72 hours. I just was. And but you've been absolutely fabulous. You've been such a great sport. And for coming to the India Today Conclave and lighting up this evening with your talent, your insights and your energy, thank you so much.
But
Can we
thank
have
you.
a very
I
warm
also
round?
have a confession to make. When I was told that he's moderating, I was also very nervous. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a very, very serious interview.
It was.
But, hello. See, he's been smiling all through the interview. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, I have. Absolutely. That's the effect the Param Sundari has. So, can we have a very warm round of applause for Kriti Sanon? Thank you very much.